There we go. We're live.
We are live. Greetings, greetings. Welcome to another episode of our economic development team. We're always striving to do what? What are we trying to do? Why are we holding these?
Inspire,
Inspire.
to encourage.
Yes. Another good E word. No, that's an
Uh,
I word and an E word. See, didn't learn the alphabet, as you can see. So inspire, encourage,
um,
excite.
excite.
Hopefully give you some enthusiasm.
Engage, to engage
There
you
we
guys.
go. It's an E word, right?
Yes.
Engage.
Yes.
This episode is how to not win friends and influence people, based off of the classic Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. We wanted to play on that because we were going to talk about some examples of how to not do that. What are the ways that you can actually have clear and effective communication with people versus not having it? But first off, I'm going to start off with some warm-up questions that I've been thinking about. So, what would you say, Michelle? Is it our team is a little light today, as you can see. You've seen us with our colleagues, but they're experiencing the world, and they'll be back in another time. So, Michelle, what was the best purchase you could say that you made this year? Can you think of one good purchase you made this year?
Yes, I can think of one like that. And my friend and I were actually just having a phone call conversation about this yesterday. My best purchase this year was a juicer.
Okay.
And I got really into juicing about 2 years ago. And I just used a random juicer I found at my mom's house. And I loved the effects that I would feel from juicing. So I've gotten really into it to the point where I understand how important it is to have a high-end juicer to get the maximum out of the veggies mainly the veggies, because fruit is easy to juice, but the vegetables like the greens, like spinach, kale, things like that, you need
all the
a
stuff that
high-end
you
guy.
dream about when you think about your favorite meal. She's talking about all your favorite stuff, the green stuff, right?
Yes.
That's the stuff that you're just like, candy bar? No, I want kale. Cake? No, I want arugula and spinach. Yeah, keep going. Yes, people's mouths are already watering. Keep going.
So yeah, I've gotten really into juicing, and I did a lot of extensive research, and I found this very fancy juicer.
Don't shout them out until they give us a sponsorship.
No, I'm not gonna shout them out, but if you want to know, reach out.
Yeah,
I'll let you know why. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's something I was telling my friend, because she was like, "Oh, I really want this juicer." I was like, "Which one?" Like, I knew she was going to say the juicer that I have, and then she says it, and I was like, "There's not a day that I juice and I think about like, wow, this was really expensive." No. My thought every time I use that juicer is I would pay this much money over again.
Because it was a win.
Again, because that's how much it's been a change in my life. So my juicer, I love it. I use it minimum 3 times a week.
Oh,
there's been points where I've used it all 7 days of the week.
Have you ever tried, out of the curiosity, have you ever tried one of those memberships with, where it seems like they might have one that's for health, that is for healthy stuff, because it just seems like memberships nowadays are always, when stuff comes to the home, they have meals, I wonder if they had it for smoothies. I don't know. Maybe that's a business. So we can start.
Here's the thing about juicing. The juice is the best for you the moment it is juiced.
Yes, it has to be
fresh. I don't really believe in going to stores and buying those prepackaged juices.
Yeah.
They put stuff in it so that it can be in the store for that long.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do juices, I would go to a place and get a juice freshly every day.
Are you one of those make your own stuff all the time? Like, do you make your own
peanut butter? But especially I buy the one that is made from the machine at PCC. Okay. I just press the button and it makes it.
Yeah. So you like to have it fresh. All right.
Yes.
So best purchase by far was this juicer, because it's doing exactly what you set out to do.
Yes.
For me, I would say it's not a it's not a food product. It's well, actually, it could be the family seems to have bought this thing. It's not a microwave, but it's cooks your food.
Yes.
What is it called?
The air fryer.
The air fryer. They got the air
I thought you
fryer.
weren't trying to shout them out.
No, because I'm not gonna say the brand because I don't even know the brand honestly. But I know
You
it's
just
in
know
our
it cooks the
yeah, I
food
know it's in
quick.
our house, and I know that they.
Childproof.
I had some freshly made sweet potato fries, and then when they get cold, it's disgusting.
Oh.
You know, rewarming
Yes.
fries is like an impossible task. It's just
Yeah.
texture's gone, it's gonna be trash. So I tested it out through my son because he knows how to use the air
Air
fryer.
fryer.
So I said, "Hey, man, put this in for me. Let me see what." He brings it back. Woo! They actually tasted better than they did originally. I said, I don't know what kind of workings is in this machine,
Yeah.
but this is a technological advancement.
I will say my sister does not like reheated food. But if it's food she can throw into the air fryer, like fries, wings, she will take, like, she doesn't take her leftovers home.
See,
Ever.
and I wasn't hip.
But the fries and like my friend and I were just talking about that. I don't use my air fryer anymore just because of the research I did on the health, and I'm really
She's
health.
She's healthy.
You know, I'm about my health. But anywho, we were talking. I was like, but it's the fries and the potatoes that air fryer makes, unbeatable.
On point.
You can't get that crisp.
That made me
that delicious.
I was a believer. I said, I'll take it. I said, so this, my family is, my son's like, Dad, I'll show you how to do it. Here, you do this. So, hey, it worked. The air fryer was a good purchase. Also secondary would be there was a one of these jump places for kids.
Oh, your membership too.
Yeah, because you had to do it
Jumpy
and
house.
try to just go. I have my niece in town, and we try to just go as a one-off. But they're like, you need a membership. I'm like, what? It's got the membership, which is a good way. Shout out to you businesses that lock people in, hoping that they're going to forget to cancel the subscription.
The power.
This
of
is a
membership.
business model. This is a business model, people, recurring revenue. So all you
Yes.
business owners, think about that. What is a way that you can have recurring revenue? You can create that passive income, right? So anyway, the jumpy place, to have that has been crucial because I forget that we have it, but then I see that the children need to burn off excess energy. I know I can drive to the spot, let them do their thing for even an hour. Whoo, they're worn out. They sleeping well. It's quiet in the house. I'm like, this is so for the membership, and if you can think of good memberships that you bought, tell us in the comments what was your best purchase this year. What have you so far purchased that you have found has really paid off? It could be something towards your health. It could be something towards your emotional health, your business, your whatever it is. We'd love to hear that. Also, the other question I was going to ask you before we talk about effective communication and ineffective communication is, if you were to open up your phone, what's your most used emoji?
I think it's that one emoji with its hands like this and like smiling. I'm always like, thank you. Or see you later.
Mine is that little sarcastic face. Sarcastic face. Or the finger pointing out. And my family always comments because in my own mind,
I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
So in my own mind, this is how I see myself, and this is how you see yourself as of the most importance. So in my own mind, I'm showing her the emoji. If I put it on screen, you're not going to be able to see it. So here, if I go, the most used emoji for me, frequently used, is either that one or that finger.
Oh my god!
Pointing upwards, right?
Oh,
So
it's this one with the straight line.
Yeah. It's that. So it's this one. Yeah, hold on. So it's this.
It's that one.
Yes.
Or this one.
Or that one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So there you can see.
Those
If it
two?
shows up. So my family always comments if I send that one or if I send this thumbs up one, right? They're like, you're not that dark. And in my mind, I want to be that dark. So I imagine myself, whenever I send a thumbs up or a fist, I'm like, yeah, my children are like, Dad, you're not that dark. I said, stop hating on how I see myself. You could do your own thing. You can make your memes the way you want in your little avatars. But in
Right.
mine, me and Wesley Snipes are brothers. That's how I'm saying it. So anyway, enough silliness. The reason why we talk about how to not win friends and not influence people is because people don't realize through correspondence how the touch points can either reveal your great lack of empathy and emotional intelligence, or it can reveal that. So can you think of a time where you either received an email or got a text message or a correspondence from someone in the workspace or in even a business, and it just was a pleasant experience for you? Can you think of anything where you received either an email that got you to open it and got you to go visit the store, or you got a text message, or you were invited to an event?
Ooh,
or
yes. This is kind of funny, but I love freebies. And so my birthday month of July, the ones I opened were like, happy birthday, we have a gift for
Let's
you.
go.
And so I would open it,
Psychology.
and it was like my free Starbucks, my free Sephora item, my free cupcake at Cupcake Royale. So those ones were always like, oh,
You guys put me first.
I get something
That's it.
free.
But see, it's an
I
interesting
shall
point.
go.
Yeah. So let's point that out. So it was the personalization that they
Mhm.
knew it was, even though
Right.
it's automated because they have your information on file, but still it's personalized. So that got you to pay attention to it out of the whole bunch of other messages that you have. The fact that it said happy birthday,
Yes.
the fact that, unless you had used a fake birthday, then that's funny, because then you're just like, oh, wow, cool, I got another fake birthday, yay. And then the fact that they had a gift for you.
Right. These are places that I visit throughout the year, but it's just extra special on my birthday because I get free items.
So so for me, I can think of when I open correspondence, or when I whether it's email or whether it's a text message or whether I love that when people are warm, when it is directly to the point. So not just kind of like sharp and blunt, but I'm a direct person. So I want direct interaction. I want to know, what's the purpose of this? I don't need 90. I was on a walk the other day and blah, 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 blah. You're just like, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of just when you get a phone call and people immediately identify what the phone call for? I would rather that a relative or a friend call you up and say, I'm calling you up to get some money. I was like, I'm calling you up to see if you can watch our kids. Like, don't call up and pretend that you're really checking on me. Like, just get to the point. Can you watch our kids today? Hey, good morning to you too. I'd want to hear it more direct than kind of going all around. I received an email. I told her I'm not going to read the email. I received an email yesterday that was very just a rude, passive aggressive, the whole nine. Passive aggressiveness in the Pacific Northwest is a fluent language that a lot of people seem to speak. It's a style of communication. Why don't you look up what passive aggressive is, the official definition? Well, you know what? Let's look it up on my phone if I'm fast enough.
Passive aggressiveness, man. I didn't even think there was a word for it. I just thought it was normal living in the Pacific Northwest my whole life.
It's like, I'm pulling up the definition, and oh my gosh, it says Seattle, Washington. That's amazing. Why would they use a city to define a behavior? All right, here we go. Read
It says adjective of relating to or characterized by habitual passive resistance to requirements for performance in occupational or social situations, as by procrastination, stubbornness, or inefficiency, showing passive, sometimes obstructionist resistance to following authoritative instructions in interpersonal or occupational situations.
This is written by a Seattleite.
I'm like, man, that's really long. I don't think that's how I would describe.
It's characterized. There we go. This one's better. That one seems to be more.
This one?
The second one right here.
This one?
Yeah.
Behavior is characterized by a pattern of passive hostility and an avoidance of direct communication. That That does make much
That was,
sense.
say it again. So read it
An
again.
avoidance of direct communication.
And say it again. Stop.
An avoidance. Say it all together.
An avoidance of direct communication. This does not, if this doesn't describe so many interactions that you could have with people in the Pacific Northwest, then I don't know what could describe it better. So it is, I got an email that was just miscommunicating to a whole group of people with so many assumptions and so many jabs and so much negative energy off of this person's own insecurity and whatnot. And I'm like, this is supposed to be sent out to professionals, and it was alienating everyone from the gate. And I'm in a professional transaction as I received this email, and I could have two choices, which we all do. We can either react or we can respond, right? So to react is that the outside thing happens and it forces your hand, and you feel like your hand's forced, and you're like, oh my, what was my reaction? Oh. And a response is that calculated, deliberate, intentional. How am I going to? And so I had a reaction sponsion. I don't know what it is. Some sort of, that was because my knee kicked immediately, and I started typing responses really fast. Then I chopped it off. Then I didn't send it because I was like, I need my wife to be proud of me. Should I send it? No, I'm not doing that. So then I sent one, and it was sharp, but it was to the point of just saying, this is not how you engage with a group of people. You do not alienate. You do not make assumptions. You do not put up walls rather than build bridges. So
they sent it angry.
Say it again.
They sent it angry.
Like
they didn't take time to process.
But it's anger.
They were communicating.
And anger is a secondary emotion. It's not a primary emotion. So it was seemed more rooted in fear of this is not going to be an uncomfortable experience for me, so I'm going to make it uncomfortable for you. I have fear that you can continue to make me feel uncomfortable. So instead of me taking my direct issue to the person that I have an issue with, I'm going to do the cowardly thing of I'm going to make a assumption that everybody needs to hear this grievance that I have. And this is the thing that people have. And we would encourage you as a business owner, as an individual, as a leader, as someone in a family, as a human citizen, don't treat other humans that way. If you have an issue with them, that's what I put in this is what part of the response I put in the email. I should read part of it. I'm not telling the names of the guilty on purpose because I don't want people mortified that, oh my gosh, he aired out the dirty laundry, but I'm airing it out, all right, as much as I can. In the interim, hold on. So I said, I said, passive aggressive communication may be a chosen expertise and fluency, yet responsible adults find the specific adults that we want to address and have a grown-up conversation with them. We want to encourage you that as you're a business owner and you're a leader, and all of us are leaders in our spheres of influence. We all have respective spheres of influence. So some of you on here have a business that affects hundreds of people. Some of you have a business that affects thousands of people. Some of you have a business that affects a score or a handful of people, and you're building out. Some of you have, we don't know who it is that's watching. You could affect millions of people. But learning how to not alienate people, it was your first time hearing about the Dale Carnegie book, correct? Mm-hmm. But what did you say about the title when you first heard it?
It's like, that's a great title.
That's a great title. How to Win Friends and Influence. He was direct in his communication.
Just say it over.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And this is a classic book because he's pointing out some things that he has researched and observed of how to connect with people. And this is what it is to build emotional intelligence, because we're talking about, you got the IQ, the high intelligence quotient, and then you got the EQ, the emotional quotient, and then there's other rubrics to judge by. You got the AQ, which is your adversity quotient, how you handle adversity, but we'll just stay on emotional intelligence, dealing with empathy, compassion, self-awareness, right? Most people don't see themselves properly. They don't see how other people see them. And the failures that we are experiencing and the friction that we experience is because of the inability to self-assess.
Yeah. And I just wanted to point out that we always talk about like what makes a good entrepreneur and what doesn't, right? And I mean, I think one of the misconceptions is that you have to be all these things to be an entrepreneur right when you become one or off the bat, but there are things that you can be better at over time. And so I think about this as myself, like I am not a confrontational person. And so when it comes to communication, it takes a lot of work for me to confront someone. And so, but it is something that I have grown in a lot. And so I guess my point really is that if you're not a confrontational person and it's not some, it's something you can practice. Put yourself in a position to communicate directly with someone, rather than letting whatever situation happen build up, and not attacking it. So it's not something you have to be good at. If you're not good at, communication and confronting others, that's okay, but practice it, to become good at it, because it's really an important piece of business. It's an important piece of relationships, whether at work, family, kids, whatever it is, but it is something that you can grow in and become better at.
Wait a minute, you can get better or something? You don't have to, you're not just born a certain way and you just stay that way? I asked that in just because some people have been believing it's the difference of, we've alluded to a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. There's a great book by Carol Dweck called Mindset, but she breaks that down of the framework of there are those who believe that they've been dealt a hand at birth, and this is just your skill set in this, and you will always have this skill set. That's it. And then there are those who, through deliberate practice and intentionality of working at something and failing and iterating and getting embarrassed and scuffing their knee and getting back up, they're going to keep pressing that, I'm going to get better at this. If you were to ask Michael Jordan, was he born no, he would say he became it, right? He became it through work. So I love the fact that you said being a person that can struggle with being direct, you're still working on it. And that self-awareness of saying that this is something that I need to work on is an important first step. There's a verse that is in Proverbs that says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 15:1. And then the second verse says, the tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. And so I think about that with those couple of things, is that a soft answer can turn away wrath, that someone can be coming at you very crazy as you're running your business and the customer experience that they're giving you is not good. The vendor, the other contractor that you're hiring, and you can still have a soft answer to diffuse the situation. You could either mirror back what they're giving you, or you can come you can come in the opposite energy. I'm coming in the opposite spirit. Like they're coming at me and I'm gonna, excuse me, sir, what, you seem to be upset. Are you okay? What's going on? Did I offend you? Hey, that wasn't my intention to offend you. Because how much of a fool is it for us to escalate up to the same level they're at and then create a bigger mess? So these are things that we're considering as we're talking about it. And then when you talk about being direct, there's a word that I'm gonna throw out as we're doing our closing minutes. It's so short. We feel like right when we get started eating lunch with you, it's over. And then we're back to the real world. But there's a word called detriangulation. You ever heard that word?
No.
So it's, if you have an issue with someone, it's you going to that person and talking to that person about your issue with them. Instead of triangulating, which means I have an issue with you, and then I go and talk to Jalil about my issue with you instead of talking to you.
Oh.
Right? So I triangulate. I create this is a Seattle special. There you go. I'll tell you another Seattle special is that you. No, I don't have a problem with you, but I actually do have a problem with her. I'm gonna go and talk to Mara.
Talk to everyone but
Steve. I got an issue with so and so. It's like, wait a minute. Have you talked to them? No, I haven't talked to them. See, it's different that you're getting counsel and you're not trying to gossip and you're saying, hey, I want to approach this situation. What would you do? Okay, cool. This is the way to. But if you have an issue with someone, take that issue directly to that person. Detriangulate. Don't gossip. Kill gossip.
Right.
I heard a statement said about envy, the word envy, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was so hit me that they said, envy happens. The presence of envy is the absence of you recognizing your own uniqueness. And I said, oh my gosh, it's powerful. So the presence of envy in your life is the absence of and the inability of you seeing your own uniqueness, what you have to contribute, because you're looking at somebody externally and then you're wanting what they have and not understanding that you don't know what the price tag was for that. And you don't even know if they're happy with it. How many influencers and people who are, whatever this new word for this generation, how many people that are in the forefront were making a lot of money, had a lot of influence, and then they come and take their own life. God forbid, but that's what happens at times. But we all thought they had it all together and everybody loved them and they loved themselves, but they didn't love themselves. We were judging by an external thing. So what kind of internal work can we do and can we encourage you to do with yourself and with the Creator to make sure that you are not just presenting a facade and an image of it's all good, but then you're envying someone else and then you're measuring yourself by a standard that's not, and you're not even seeing what's the hand that you were given to play with and being excited about that. So some thoughts to consider, some things we hope we put a bug in your ear. I want to hear something. Closing point.
Sir Wall wanted to share that she wanted to say thank you, Andre. The sermon today was everything I wanted to hear.
Oh, shout out.
So as we started, we talked about encouragement, engaging, all these things. So we're happy to have you all here.
We want you to keep going. We want you to keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Every week, don't quit. Go forward. Be excellent in your area of influence and be excellent in doing good and stay free from doing evil things. All right. So that's our encouragement today. We are wrapping up. Until next time, same bat time, same bat channel. YouTube, don't give me a strike for stealing that phrase from the old Batman, but we used it. We will see you.
Wait, I just wanted to we will see you next week. I will be on vacation, but you'll see the rest of the lovely team
You'll see
here.
Somebody. It might be a rerun.
And just a couple of announcements. Okay, one, if you are watching, you have any questions or need encouragement or support in business, please do reach out to our email, econdev@urbanimpactseattle.org. Please do reach out to us. We love hearing from you guys. So that's first announcement. Second announcement, check out our website because we are launching our Thrive application for our Thrive program. And if you don't know what Thrive is, then watch the video from last week because Jalil and I talked a little bit about it, gave you guys a sneak peek into it. So look out for promo on that. And we're just excited. That's going to be starting the first week of October. So we are opening up the application today. It's going to be ongoing applications.
We are live.
We are excited to see y'all, to see a new group of businesses that we can help. Or maybe you're not in a position to apply to the Thrive program, but you can think of someone that is. Tell them about this opportunity.
Think about 3 people that are.
Think about 3 people that are ready to grow and excel in their business. So we're looking for businesses that have been around for 3 or more years.
Yes.
Who have a constant cash flow coming in.
Come on.
And that are looking to take their business to that next level.
They want to build those systems. They want to scale out. They want to build the infrastructure to where they have a lasting business that can create generational wealth for their family.
And there will
community.
be announcements on Facebook, on Instagram, and on our website at urbanimpactseattle.org. So please do.
TikTok?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, cool.
We'll get on TikTok eventually.
Someday. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But for now, those are the places you can find us. But we are happy to be here with you all today. We're excited to be with you next Friday.
Shout out to our illustrious teammates that are not here. We're holding the fort down. We love y'all.
And this is now we've been doing these lives for over a month. This is a month in 1 week. So we're just excited, and this is a vision that has been talked about for a while. So we're happy to see it.
It's our month anniversary.
It's our month anniversary.
I need to see, this is where in the editing we'll have some confetti go up.
Yeah. We'll get to all that fancy stuff eventually. But for now, we just want to be here, encourage you, support you. And yeah,
don't be discouraged. Hopefully there's sunshine where you're at. If not, get one of those lights that gives you fake liquid sunshine, or turn on a song that makes you think about sunshine. Do something to
get on a
remind
flight.
yourself. Yeah, get on a flight, right? If you only have to go a couple hours here, a couple hours there to get to the sun, get to the sun.
Yes.
So be effective where you're at. The sun is always shining somewhere, and the king is always shining. But we appreciate your time, and we appreciate your giving your value time to be here and to be able to check out what's going on. Urban Impact is where things are at. Economic development is our department, and we are very, very pumped to work with the community. So keep it going. Like we said, if you have some referrals for Thrive, email us those names, phone numbers, and email addresses, and we will reach out to them and get them plugged in and squared away. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week.
You have to say shalom.
Shalom.
Bye-bye.